Welcome back to On This Date. On This Date is a channel where I will discuss past and present murders, disappearances, or anything true crime related. And before I get into the actual case, I just want to take 1 second and say that I know it's been a while and I will explain at the end of the video. That way, we don't take up too much time in the beginning, kind of going into maybe my personal life and focus more today on the victim. So, with that being said, if you guys are interested in knowing kind of what's been going on for these past couple months, you can stay tuned to the end and I will give an explanation as to where I have been. Okay, so today we have another case, and the case today is part of our MVP series that I started months ago. And for reasons we'll say to the end of the video, I haven't been able to film. So I want to continue with that. And the MVP series is the most vulnerable people. Um, so this case came across me in such a random way. I was at work and I work in sales and I was helping a customer. We were speaking about something true crime related, and she disclosed to me that her cousin was a victim herself. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, yeah, right up the street. And if any of you watch my second channel, you would know that I am from Ohio. And this crime takes place in Kettering, Ohio, which is very close to where I live and also very close to where I work, like the in between of the both, right? So she starts telling me this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I researched true crime and I can't remember seeing the full case about this. And we started speaking. I was so fascinated, and you'll see why, annoyed and angry, that I really felt the need to come on my channel and only with my 106 subscribers. But I thought, let's get this case back out there in the media. I know that people follow this and there's other podcasts about it, but I would like to cover it and bring awareness myself on my channel. And I feel like Erica really fits into the MVP because it's a child, the most innocent of our population, again. And I really hate these stories, but I think that we need to hear them and we need to be still vigilant. So, with all that being said, um, let's get into the tragic and heartbreaking disappearance of Erica Baker. Erica Baker was born in Kettering, Ohio, in a suburb of Dayton, on June 22nd, 1989. She was 3 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 65 pounds, with blonde hair, hazel eyes, a crooked front tooth, a tan colored birthmark on her hip, and a scar on the inner arch of one of her foot. And when I found these details, I wanted to include them in kind of the description um, of her, so that way if anyone has any information or this sounds familiar or you recognize a characteristic, you know, maybe this would help in bring your home or bringing some kind of justice, or something may stick out to someone. So I felt the need to put in her description as well. Erica was last seen around 4 p.m. February 7th, 1999, sitting on a bench near Indian Riffle Park next to Kettering Recreational Complex, wearing a pink rain jacket, a pink Winnie the Pooh sweatshirt, jeans, and white tennis shoes. On February 7th, 1999, Erica and her family's day started out like any other day. It was Sunday, they were finishing up activities and preparing for the week ahead. And as a part of this, Erica asks her dad, Greg Baker, if he had purchased their tickets for their father daughter dance at school. And unfortunately, he did not. He forgot, as some of us do as parents, we forget things. Our kids ask us, we try to stay on top of it, but sometimes work and home life, we can't balance it, and we're human and we forget things. And this made her very upset. And as they went throughout the day, her father then dropped her off at her mother's house, Misty Baker, and she arrives at Missy Baker's house, her mother, at 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, some reports state 3:45. I'm going to say 3 to 3:30 because I've seen that more times than the 3:45. However, around that time range, let's say from 3 to 4. After she arrived at her mother's house, she asked her grandmother, Pam Schmidt, if she could bring their family dog, a Shih Tzu, for a walk. And at first, her grandmother, she was hesitant to let her go for the walk, but eventually she agreed. So as Erica left the house that day with the dog, no one would have predicted that that would be their last time seeing their granddaughter daughter. Around 4:30 p.m., her mother and grandmother became worried. They became worried because at this point, the Shih Tzu had ran back with the leash on it, but Erica was nowhere to be found. So imagine you're waiting for your child, your granddaughter, to come back, and you see this dog come running back without a leash. Maybe you wait a second and you're looking down the road thinking, like, okay, maybe she's lost the dog on the leash and she's chasing him down the road to try to catch it. But unfortunately, Erica never appears back home again that day. After realizing something is wrong, they end up alerting authorities, and several large, extensive searches for Erica began being carried out by the Kettering Police Department, assisted by FBI Ohio, State Patrol, and local volunteers in surrounding areas. Ground penetrating radar technologies were also used to search the woods. Unfortunately, with all of these searches, there was still no trace of Erica. They did polygraph the parents, who obviously were under suspicion at the time because they couldn't understand what happened to her. And they were cleared of all suspicion. And as days turned into weeks, turned into months, and then turned into years, with no answers as to what has happened, suspicion began to fall on 29-year-old Christian John Gabriel, who was reported to have been driving a van around the area at the time Erica went missing. And, warning, this is going to make you mad, because when we just come to find out the story and the situation, and like no justice, I feel, for Erica, it's absolutely sickening with this monster Christian. So people report his van being seen around, and the report states that he also had two accomplices, and this was him and his girlfriend. And girlfriend is Jan Marie Franks and his friend Clifford Butts. And on July 14th, 1999, two Kettering detectives contacted Gabriel at his residence near Jeffersonville, Ohio. And at this time, his girlfriend and Clifford were stealing from a Meyer grocery store, and he said something may have happened but told no more. Basically, relating to the suspicion of seeing his van in the area where Erica went missing. And his responses to that is that they were stealing from a grocery store and something might have happened, and then chooses not to say anything. And the police department just goes on their way, I guess, and has to keep investigating because they need more proof. So, following this, the police search for the van, and they find out that on February 23rd, 1999, Gabriel sold the van to a Kevin Smith, and this van was subsequently impounded by the Dayton State Police. So in July 1999, once the investigators found it in the impound, it was taken to the Miami Valley Regional Crime Laboratory. After examining the van for any blood or trace evidence, there was nothing found to tie Erica to his van. So he got off lucky. For then, I guess. I mean, to me, this guy gets off lucky anyways. The Kettering detectives had no further contact with Gabriel until 2004. Imagine, right? Imagine, like, we say that we hit somebody, or we were stealing from the grocery store. I don't even see where it was reported he was booked on those charges. Um, he fesses up to robbing the grocery store, and then says something may have happened. And he, shortly after this incident, gets rid of his van. He admitted to something may have happened, and they just, like, no further contact for a few more years, and let's just hope something comes about. Like, so sick. And then, who knows if this monster's out doing other things, or what the real motivation was behind any of this. So these detectives, they have no further contact with him until 2004. And when they speak again, Gabriel confesses to hitting Erica with the van near the intersection of Glengarry Drive and Powhatan Place. He said after stealing from Myers, he says he heard a loud thump while driving, and then he saw a dog run away, and then observed the dead body of a young girl lying on the road. Don't call for help, you know. He then subsequently drove off with her body and buried it somewhere, you know, like no big deal. We hit this poor innocent child, and now we just picked it up and, oh, I believe it was buried somewhere in a shallow grave, quote from good old Christian. And then it gets even better because not only do we have one person that's behavior is horrific, we have two more people, his girlfriend and his friend Clifford, that were involved in this too, because, you know, they weren't just stealing from the grocery store, like he said, they ran over a little girl. So now we don't have just one, we have three people. Like, I can't even believe this. It is absolutely tragic what these people did to this little girl. And the worst part about all this is the excuse given is that they were high on drugs. Yeah, they were high on drugs. And it's like, oh, we hit her, we buried her, and we should just not get in any trouble. I mean, I don't understand the way it's like so nonchalant, like the way you can just treat somebody like that is insane to me. You could have called in an anonymous tip. You could have hit her, and I'm not saying hit her and left her, but you could have called 911. You could have did a lot of things. You should have stayed, but I mean, clearly that wasn't going to happen because they were more concerned about themselves getting in trouble. But then to sit here and confess this and play the games that he plays, because with this all being told, the authorities wanted him to bring them to the location where he had disposed of Erica's body. Because to his account now, you know, they put her in the van and then he drove and disposed of her somewhere. So they go out, they look, can't find her, and then we just start with all kinds of stories, changing it, saying he wasn't driving, it was his girlfriend, she wasn't driving, according to her, you know. Then there was such stories as Clifford was the only one with them, the girlfriend wasn't even with them. I mean, he brought them all over looking for this, you know, quote unquote grave site that he dug for this little girl that they killed. It was like a game. Like, I don't understand it. I still, like, why confess it and then just not say it? Like, again, maybe being on drugs has somehow fogged his memory. However, I feel like if you remember the whole part about hitting her, disposing her, I feel like you would remember that that's a pretty significant thing in your life. But who knows, because apparently these people are sociopaths and just have no regard for human life. And he gets off so easy, it's sickening. And additionally to claiming that he buried Erica's body at this Huffman Dam, which was like their last thing, he then includes that he could be Eastwood Lake, Caesar Creek Park, and police have searched all of these locations. Every wild goose chase he sends them on, they go looking, and there is never anything found. And you think, you know, he would go to jail for second-degree murder? No. So in the end of this, they end up charging Gabriel with a Christian. I'm sorry, that's his last name. They end up charging him with gross abuse of a corpse and tampering with the evidence in 2005. And unbelievably, this piece of shit is released in 2011 after serving only 6 years. So 6 years, and you've admitted to hitting her, killing her, taking her body and burying it. And the best that the charge they could come up was those two charges in 6 years. As this psycho gets to walk around the streets, as someone who took this little girl's life, What kind of justice is that? Like, they try cases all the time without bodies. I don't understand what was so different about this one. Um, Absolutely sick. And I mean, you're probably wondering about Clifford and Jan if they ever got in trouble. Christian's girlfriend and his friend. And well, Jan was questioned by authorities and she was uncooperative. She actually refused to speak with them, and police suspected that Jan may have secretly confided details in her attorney. And this was a detail that the person conveying this story to me as we were speaking at my job about this um, was when she told me, first of all, that he had gotten out, I was shocked. One. Two, that she confided in this attorney, his girlfriend, and this attorney won't tell anything, to the point Beth Lewis, the public defender, which you're absolute garbage for not telling what you know and defending somebody like this. Because Jan dies of a drug overdose in 2001. And that's when they start questioning her lawyer, wanting information, trying to subpoena what they think Jan has secretly confided in her. And because Jan kills herself with drugs, like, good riddance, because we don't need people like this on earth. If you were with someone who hit a child and it doesn't say anything, say it's mean if you want, however, and then takes the secrets with her to a grave, and then has an attorney that backs all this and just cannot say what Jan told her. I get so mad because it's like, morally, just do the right thing. And it got to be so bad where um, the state requested that the attorney-client privilege be waived. I'm sorry. And Lewis was called before a grand jury, and before she reportedly refused to testify. She was then found in contempt of court and ordered to be sent to prison, but she filed a notice of appeal and was granted a stay of execution. So she's just getting away with knowing stuff too. And, again, attorney client privilege, like, that's the cowardly way out of this. You could help a family, you could know more details. Maybe you remember something, the area, so they can at least bring their daughter home with them. It's disgusting. And Beth Lewis, you should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely disgusting. As far as Clifford, I seen that he passed. Then I seen that I found a residence, and I'm not gonna put his address out there. Um, I mean, simple Google searches will find it. Um, I could not find much on Clifford, and I don't understand why he's not being, like, made to talk more, um, or why he's not being held responsible. Like, I just, I can't believe that. So, whether he's passed away or whether he's alive, he's also a piece of shit. And I just still can't believe out of three people, we couldn't, not one of us, make the right decision that night, or one of us come clean and tell the whole truth, so the family would have answers and would have their daughter back home. It's absolutely mind blowing. And as far as Christian is concerned, he was released in 2011, like I said before, and rearrested in October 2023 in Roseburg, Oregon, for unrelated assault and possession of, you know, that drug meth. Can we say that word on YouTube? I'm probably already going to get flagged today, or, for the language. However, Matthew, because I said Matt. Christian is not only still a piece of garbage, like we know, um, it, he's going around and assaulting people and then being ordered to stay away from that person. So I'm not really for sure what it was pertaining to. And then also now he's an addict. So it's great. It's great to know that a bunch of drug addicts took the life of a child, and there, besides Jan, who offed herself because she decided to take too much drugs, uh, is just living life, still the same pieces of shit then, still are now. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So I know this one didn't have too much information because, I mean, that's where it stands right now. Unfortunately, I don't understand why, at the bare minimum, he's not being charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter. I mean, he admitted to picking her body up and burying it. So, you know, I don't know. Uh, Absolutely devastating that a little girl goes out for a walk with her dog, excited to go to the father daughter dance, and her life is just cut short because reckless behavior. So, Detective Amy Pedro, leader of the Kettering Police Department as of 2024, is currently in charge of the case of Erica Baker's disappearance. Retired Detective Bob Green also remains involved if you have any information or know the whereabouts of Erica. Please reach out. I will leave in the description box ways you can get a hold of the proper resources, channels, if you have any information that would help this case. Thank you for taking time and listening about Erica. And, you know, again, somebody just missing, taken, just an innocent child. It's very, very sad. Please send love and support to the Facebook page associated with the victim, and anything you can do to help. Any information you know, please make sure to reach out. Like, subscribe, and share if you liked the video. And yeah, okay. So since I said that I was going to wait till the end to talk about what's been going on in my life, so the last time I posted was months ago on here. And that's because we had literally 3 deaths in the month of July. My fiance's father passed, his stepfather passed, and his grandfather passed. So I had to take a significant break. Also, if you guys watch my second channel or you watch any of these videos, then you know that I'm going through the steps with the prosthetic leg, which that's taken over a lot of time. Also, I'm currently working, so I don't have much free time, which these cases require a lot of research because I don't want to tell a story and not be sure. I want to do the videos good and have them not come out poorly because I'm doing them in a hurry. So I'm going to try to schedule this in where I can and what I think fits best for me. The other leg channel, I'm able to put videos up more because it's me walking or me going to the doctor or me doing things that I end up just filming for content, if that makes sense. So it's more like a daily part of life. And now that I'm working, I haven't even had a chance to go to the doctor's appointment. Um, I think I've had to miss 2 already. So I'm trying to balance everything, which it gets to be a lot. And I like to try to put in the effort into the true crime videos I do. Whether or not I do well at the video and portraying it in here, I'm still learning. It's a lot easier again on the leg channel where it's just me talking, and even then, it's not the easiest to talk to a camera. So I appreciate everyone who is subscribed here, and I will put in the description at the bottom underneath everything for Erica. I will link my second channel if you guys are interested in watching me in my prosthetic leg journey there. And for everyone who supports me here, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being patient because I do not have a great upload schedule. And for the 106 now on this channel, although I broke 1,000 on the other channel, um, I still would like to deliver the content to you in a more organized way. I just have a lot going on, so we'll figure it out though. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And leave in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this case, and how infuriating is it about Christian and the sentence he received for what took place? All right, guys, see you on the next one. Bye.